today I was just going to take a few minutes to go over my current budget planner and just kind of show you how I have it set up for us to work on our plans right now that we are doing to budget for a house. So we will get started. So I had originally purchased these little budget insert packs, and that's why I set up the personal planner. When I ordered them, I thought they were going to fit in the A5 size planner, and they didn't. So since Hobby Lobby had everything on sale, half off, I went ahead and got this, and I set up the little budget section at the back. And I added some little different other insert packs in here. So the first section that I have set up is goals. And obviously our main goal was to get a home. When we first came back to Georgia, we had talked about finding something to rent versus trying to buy. So we made a little plan for things that we needed to work on, which was coming up with a down payment, pre-qualifying, deciding on where we wanted to live, looking at houses, if renting was the option, looking at rental homes, having a deposit, first month rent, and then utility deposits. Plus we needed a couch, and take into account that we would need a moving truck to get our things from storage to the house and arrange for some help to move with. So as it turns out, we actually had talked to a company, a mortgage company, and our credit is great and our income is great, but unfortunately right now our debt to income ratio is pretty offset. And it's not that we couldn't get a house, but it would just really be a matter of jumping through hoops, and we probably wouldn't be able to get as good of a a mortgage rate that we would want, or have to have a substantially higher down payment. So we decided, we talked about it, we talked with the mortgage company and just kind of like went back and forth. And so we decided that right now, our best option would be to just find something to rent, and rent for like a year to 2 years while we pay off some of our debt, and then we should be able to buy. So from that page, I moved into the next goal page, which was saving up the money for a rental. And we needed money for an application fee, the holding fee, the deposit, depending on the time of the month. Some houses do a prorated rent until the first, and then a first month rent, still our moving truck, and our utility deposits. So far we have the application fee, and some of the houses that we have found that we like have a holding fee. So we have that money set aside, and now we're just working on putting together the money for utility deposits and the actual house deposit and first month rent. So this is our goals, which is our house budget, and I just haven't written a total amount here yet because several different homes that we're looking at have different amounts, and so we're just kind of going by, we're kind of winging this right here. But every time we have money that we put in to save, we're just kind of tracking how much we have saved up. And so far we have like $750, which is enough to cover the application fee and the holding fee for the houses that require it. So that's what I'm using this little goals section for, is like each sheet I'm just kind of writing down the things that we need for specific steps in getting us into our next home. This next section right here, it was just lined paper that says work hard, slay hard. So since this is kind of predominantly now my budget and finance book, I decided that I was going to work hard on getting my debt payoff. So I'm using these sheets each month as a debt payoff plan status. So in November, we did a total, and my total debt was $93,483.01. So in November, I paid some principal down on a few things and paid off a bill. And then in December, I totaled up all of my debt, and it was $92,878.30, which was a difference of $604.71. So during the month of November, I was able to pay off $600 worth of debt, almost $605 worth of debt. And so far in December, I was able to pay off 2 credit cards, which was another total of $203.53. And the minimum payment on those 2 cards was $63 a month combined. So now I just freed up $63 a month from our monthly expenses, plus another $200 on our debt. So I've got my list set up for January. And one thing that I really like seeing is in November, my list of debts were taking up the whole page and came all the way down to my total. Now I only paid one thing off in November, so I have one little space here. But in January, I have 3 spaces, so my debt list is getting smaller, and I like that. I just, throughout the year, I want to see this debt list getting smaller and smaller and just keep decreasing. So the next section that I have in this is like a daily task, and I'm not really using that for anything right now. I was using it during NaNoWriMo to track my word count, but that really has nothing to do with my finances. So what I may do is just use this to write like specifically like what bills are due. Like for this week, like the Kohl's bill was due, my Capital One bill, the Netflix bill, Amazon Prime, and Apple Music. So I could just use that just to kind of track each day of the week or each week and make sure that each bill has been taken care of, or to go back and even track once it's gone through, like it's processed through my bank account. And then in the very back is my actual budget sheets. And in November, I had it set up, but on these 2 sheets right here is like for your weekly expenses, like your budget out. This is for like your fluid spending, like groceries, gas, eating out. And then it has like an amount that you budgeted out, and then each week how much you spend. So the total that you spend and the difference. But unfortunately, because I had so many fixed bills, they would not fit on the first page, and I had to use the back side of these for some of my fixed bills. But it is what it is. I'm still trying to figure this system out and just kind of get a routine with this, because it is considerably different than the system that I used with the Happy Planner. So I'm trying to figure it out. I like that it has these little dashboards, and so like my goals for the month of December was to save $500 and to pay off 1 credit card. So it's already the middle of December, and I've paid off 2 credit cards, and I have $750 saved. So I actually met and exceeded both of those goals. So I really like that. And then in November, no, this was December. I'm still working on finishing everything up, but because I've been able to pay some things off, when I set up January, I only have just a few little spaces that I have to use on the back, versus in November when I used every available space. Now I only have a few, so now I can start tracking some of this fluid spending, and I just have to come in and set up my goals and my dashboard sheet for January. But that is pretty much it. I like this little system. Again, I'm still trying to like really figure it out, get to know it, and kind of get a little more comfortable with it. I think this right here is just going to be for like marking off when something has drafted through the bank account, just to track when everything's due for the week, just to make sure everything each week has been paid. And then this right here, I'm loving this whole like keeping up with my total debt. It's really nice seeing the list get smaller, but it's even nicer to see the total amount decrease. And then my goals, again, just keep working on the things that we need to do to get into our house. And then once we get in a house, I think once we get moved in and settled, our main goal is going to be just to continue paying off our debt. And so once we get in there, I will start a new goal sheet for that process, and then I will just work through the steps. So basically, that is it in a nutshell. That is my little budget setup for 2020, which I actually started using in November of 2019. But I like this little setup. I think this is going to work really good with me. It's functional, and definitely like this is keeping me on track, and it's a great way to organize like all the steps that we're going through to budget out for our house. So this is pretty much it in a nutshell, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have an absolutely amazing day. Bye.